Jumbo! Welcome. This week we're going to be working on Maharagwe, which is a spiced coconut and red kidney bean soup from the country of
Kenya.
If you've seen the recipe, there are a lot more ingredients than we have than previous weeks, but I will tell you, this is probably the easiest recipe we've done yet. So do not be overwhelmed or anything.
Don't be intimidated. It's
No.
very simple, just kind of sauteing and throwing it in the pan technique because it's a soup.
So let me quickly go over the ingredient list. There's a lot, but again, don't be overwhelmed. We've got our orange pepper. We have our orange pepper. It says red pepper on the list, but you can use orange, red, yellow. That's fine.
Miss Jennings doesn't like red pepper, so that's why we use orange. But red would make it probably more authentic.
Yep. We have our 1 cup of water. We have jalapeno, a diced onion. I went ahead and minced up our garlic. You can use the jar of minced garlic. I just went ahead and did 3 cloves. And then we have 2 cans of red kidney beans. Light or dark kidney beans will be fine. Diced tomatoes, a can of coconut milk. They do not carry to IGA, but I did find they have creamed coconut, which is essentially boiled down and condensed coconut shavings. You can take it and mix it with some water and it'll do the same thing. And they do have creamed coconut at IGA. So that will do the same thing with just adding some water, okay? And we have pureed ginger, but also you can use a regular ground ginger and it'll be a half of a teaspoon essentially. That just adds a little bit of a pop of flavor. It's a warming spice. And then we have several different spices that are included in the list. We have coriander, turmeric, cinnamon, crushed red pepper, just a pinch of it for later on, and then cumin. And I've mixed them all together in a little glass jar, a little glass bowl. If you don't have any of those spiced ingredients, that's okay. The beauty of this soup is that you can use any or all of those spices and it'll still turn out great. Our first instruction is we've used a 1/4 inch of water and it's heated up. And all we're going to do is take our onion, put our onion in to saute, your diced pepper. It's important that if you really like a lot of heat, leave the seeds in. But when I cut the pepper, I cored all the seeds out just because Mrs. Jennings and Harrison, our son, they don't like a lot of heat. So we took out all the seeds. So this is just purely the pepper. And then our last ingredient for this point is our garlic. And we're just going to stir it around and saute it for 7 to 10 minutes.
So if you'll take a look here in the pan, our onions, peppers, and garlic have been sauteing for about 6 or 7 minutes just in that water. They're getting a little bit softer. Now it's time to add our spices, our seasoning, our jalapeno, which we're just putting in a teeny tiny bit because, again, this is for Harrison and I, and we don't love super spicy. But we definitely want the flavor of the jalapeno in there. So that's going to go in. And then we need 2 teaspoons of ginger paste. Now, if you don't have ginger paste or can't get it, powdered ginger is absolutely fine. You can probably find that in the back of your spice cabinet. It's not one we use a whole lot. Or you can definitely get that locally. If you can't get the ginger paste, then just a 1/2 teaspoon of that dry ginger will substitute just fine. We've been cooking our aromatics for about 1 minute. It smells amazing. And now we're going to add in the rest of our soup ingredients. So we've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. You could also use honey if you have that. A can of diced tomatoes with the juice. So don't drain those first. Just go ahead and add those. That'll be part of what makes up the base of our soup. We're going to add 2 cans of rinsed and drained kidney beans. So those are going to go in next. And then a full can, this is about 14 ounces, a little less than 14 ounces of coconut milk. You do want to shake, if you do have a can of coconut milk, you do want to shake the can first. You kind of get this fatty, delicious coconut goodness stuck to the can. So I usually take just a regular kitchen knife, scrape that out to get that into our soup. Then we'll stir it together and simmer.
Mrs. Jennings did a great job stirring everything together. So now I'm just going to take our salt and pepper and I'm going to twist that and pepper that to taste, and same thing with the salt. And we had a cup of water here. That's because you can add water to get your own desired consistency. Some people like really thick soups. Some people like them a little bit thinner. But this is going to simmer for 20 minutes, and you can add a little bit of water here to your own liking. And then at the end, we'll serve it with cilantro, and we chose to go ahead and do it over rice. So our soup has now been simmering for a little over 20 minutes, and we've been stirring it occasionally to keep it from getting too dry. And we actually ended up adding a total of just about 1/4 cup of water. And again, you can thin that out to your own tasting and your own liking there.
Time to give it a try.
Woohoo! We are ready to ladle up. We actually chose to do some of the white jasmine rice from the Japan week. We made another small batch. So you can go back to that week and find those instructions. And I'm going to ladle a little bit of this Maharagwe soup on top. I'm going to top it with some cilantro, some fresh cut cilantro. Again, you can get that at Hardinsburg IGA, not too shabby. And then we just have some sliced almonds that we just threw into a saucepan and toasted lightly for 3 to 4 minutes.
All right, give it a try, Mr. J. Oh, guess we forgot a spoon.
We did. And we're back. Ready? Here we go.
Can the camera lady try a bite?
Absolutely, she may. It's absolutely delicious.
Oh my gosh, that is so yummy.
It's sweet, but you can add more spice. You can add different things to it.
Maybe more salt if you wanted a little more savory. Really, really delicious. I give that 2 thumbs up.